Hey neighbors, the handyman here
It's
with
not.
Initiative Coffee Company presents In the Red, our exciting, I think it's exciting, I'm charged up about it, adventure into the largely abandoned region of Bell as our heroes or, survivors or ne'er-do-wells, whatever, try to clear the debt they have in their name. Last time, last time things went sideways, and what I thought was going to be a largely avoided combat turned into the full thing. And our players here killed like everybody. Um, so that
Yeah,
was fun.
We did a real good job.
You did a
You did.
we're a
real
fish. I know what we're
Yeah.
looking for. It's a
You're very
fish.
well rested, Kiv.
yeah, you did a real
Yeah.
job at succeeding and killing all of those bandits. It
We
was
did
very
something.
We did
complete.
very good.
I don't know about
That-
how successful, but we'll see.
So that is a question. If you were put to sleep by a spell, do you recover HP while you're asleep?
No,
That's a stretch.
no.
It would be nice, wouldn't it?
Taking rests have to be a conscious choice, not
Conscious
an unwilling.
thing.
On the
I had
plus
to
side,
ask.
we reset the bennies, so you guys have 11.
No, 12.
Did
Oh,
Jake
yeah.
also
Oh,
totally not cheat to win?
And I
Thanks,
also went in as
everybody.
well. So
The
There he
13.
is. There he is, the serpent of Rama himself, right there, $3 a month. If you want to give them a couple of extra bennies every month, check us out on Patreon. The $3 tier gets them extra resources. Those can be used for rerolls. They can be used to stumble upon equipment that is in need. Or they can be used to alter the overarching narrative in seemingly subtle but possibly very important ways.
link is in the chat.
There's a
Whose
link in
narrative?
chat
Our narrative?
that's been sent. Yeah, your narrative.
Yeah, I put the link.
Now
in the
there's
chat, so if
dinosaurs with
if anybody wants to join it-
lasers.
Yeah, so check that out. I'll get updated. I don't know if I'll get live updates. I think it's set to update me once a day. But for sure by next week, if more subscriptions roll in, they will get more resources to use to not die more effectively. So do that.
More money, less problems.
More money,
Question,
less
question.
problems. Yes, sir.
So if somebody wants to do that, does it like actually change things in the setting? Like if it was like, you know what? It's dinosaur time, and
No,
now
no, I
it's
said-
teamed
I
up.
said- he
Oh,
He
No.
said subtle things.
One of those things could
Well,
be
it's like-
like if you were a druid and you were like,
No.
are there dinosaurs in this setting? And I was like, no, there's no dinosaurs in this setting. And you were like, if I gave you a Benny, could there be dinosaurs in this setting? I suppose maybe you've encountered a dinosaur once for the purposes of shaping with the wild.
Subtle
what's
is
actually
relative,
in that
though.
city?
Yeah,
What's in the
subtle
city
is relative
actually?
because
Dinosaurs.
like subtle for Wes Anderson is going to be very different subtle from Michael Bay.
Let's
true.
call more subtle than Michael Bay. Less subtle than the Criterion Collection, because those movies are too subtle. They're very
Oh,
boring.
okay. Okay.
Anyway,
Except for the Armageddon Criterion edition. But anyway.
there's an Armageddon. I'm disappointed to hear that.
Oh yes, there is.
I guess The
Great.
Shining was a Criterion movie. It's really all. that
Either
comes
way,
to
there can be
mind.
dinosaurs. It's just gotta pay for them.
Yeah. So
That's
for
all I'm
instance-
hearing.
For instance,
Where we play D&D and talk about Criterion collections.
movies
Yeah.
we don't like. For instance, one of those situations, you have encountered quite a few bandits with quite a few crossbows and much ammunition for them. For the cost of a Benny, you could change half of the ammunition you found from crossbow bolts to arrows, if that was a thing
That's
you
actually
wanted
really
to
good.
do.
Question also.
Yes.
Could you use a Benny to get like a half proficiency?
No, so that's going to be like a larger narrative thing.
Like 3
yeah.
Bennies?
No.
Well, I mean, in a sense, like, like okay, bandits use it a lot. Use a lot of crossbows, and halflings aren't, necessarily crossbow proficient.
The crossbow is
You're
as big
proficient
as
with
the
a light
halfling.
crossbow.
What?
You're proficient with a light crossbow. It's a simple weapon.
That would be me.
It's your
I think
world,
that's
not my
true.
world.
I mean, light crossbows are simple weapons. Heavy crossbows are martial weapons.
I'm a cleric. I don't know about that stuff.
Oh, all right. Well,
Well,
fair enough.
I know about that stuff, but
I don't dabble.
It also says that I'm proficient with simple and martial weapons. So
Yeah. So if you, what I'm getting at is, if you'd like to spend a Benny to turn half of the crossbow bolts that you have stumbled upon in this bandit camp into arrows instead, we can go ahead and do that
Yes.
and drop you down to 12.
I would love to spend a Benny.
Best $3 ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
The easiest
$3
$3 spend.
Congratulations, you have 220 arrows now. If you'd like to spend a second Benny, you could turn the rest, meaning it would be a total of 440 arrows. But you still have to carry
Dimitri
them.
set
Don't
for
resist
at
the
least
temptation.
3
No, no, no.
days.
It's like 2.5 days,
Right,
maybe.
3 days. Don't do it. Don't do it, because we have to
He's
carry
set
all those
for a good
arrows and they're
weekend.
heavy.
But we
Yes,
have
that
like
is true.
3D.
How much?
we have-
To be
We
fair,
have
they're about
80
the same weight
horses.
as the crossbow bolts.
Oh,
It's-
okay.
And then you're about to say as the horses, and I was like, that's a lot. That's either a really light horse
No,
or
no.
really, really
So-
heavy.
if because I calculated, and I guess I get some arrows back from the fight. I got like 7 arrows back from the fight. So, but how much does 220 arrows weigh?
That would be 11 cases at £1 apiece.
It's not that bad.
Oh, that's not bad
Or
at
11
all.
quivers at £1 apiece. So it's 11
Yeah,
pounds.
see, worth it.
I,
Take it.
I can carry that.
Yeah.
I don't want to carry 11 quivers of arrows.
Well,
Be very
I'll
clear
probably
here.
be-
But if
I'll
needed
probably
to.
be carrying because in a quiver there's 20 arrows.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'll probably be carrying 2 quivers at a time.
Probably
Sure.
3. You
And
know
the
why?
rest can stay with Jeffrey. He'll protect
You know
you.
why you need 3? Because you shoot so many people.
You do.
It's true, and then they die.
And then they die.
Ah,
They die very
You are
abruptly.
a reliable source.
Mm-hmm.
okay, then I will have 3 quivers of arrows. As I get really quiet over here. Okay, so 220 arrows.
Yeah.
I'm now gonna just write this into my character sheet over here, so I know I have 229 arrows.
Has an affinity for arrows.
Yeah. So those are the types of small narrative adjustments you can make utilizing bennies in the Benny system. No, it cannot give you proficiency in a check.
I just had asked.
I'm glad you did. It's been asked and answered now.
But I have more pressing concerns.
Do you?
Yes,
What are these pressing concerns?
Jeffrey.
Is Jeffrey
And wait-
okay?
Yeah,
What
Jeffrey.
about him?
If I need to make sure that, or not we, but I'll take responsibility on this one. Need to go check on Jeffrey. I mean, and the horses, but Jeffrey at least has a first name
Sure.
and a sassy backstab story. I just want to make sure they didn't get, even though we
But they-
hid them super well.
Yeah. He's munching on grass where you hit him. He blends in
what
with
a good
tree.
guy.
Yeah. It's bizarre how well he manages. There's like some willows that are like leaning their willow branches.
And you see like,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's all, and there's like 4 horses elsewhere, just like that we now have.
I imagine there's 4 horses just kind of staring at Jeffrey, judging him. Just like, really?
Why are you so loud?
This is why you're a mule. So, yeah, Jeffrey is fine. You successfully made your stealth check to hide Jeffrey and your stuff.
You almost missed him.
You almost missed. It's true. Like,
Yeah, it's
he was hidden so well, it was hard to find him again. That's how well he was
ridiculous.
hidden.
I can't.
Perception check.
Well, Jeffrey, where'd you go?
This may come in handy very well later on, like canon-wise.
In the last, in the Bardstow, we have a mule that is an Olympic quality swimmer. So a very well hidden mule is nothing to scorn. So that's kind of where we're
Let's just
at.
put it out there, though, that Jeffrey is the far superior mule.
You'd have to take that up with Skylark. I'm not sure.
I don't have to take
Probably
it up with
disagree with you.
anybody. It's just fact.
Just facts.
You can't argue with
Did you want to
science.
spend a penny to make that true?
Can we?
It's tempting.
That is very tempting.
Don't waste the pennies.
Yeah, but then now they have to be
But-
patrons.
Yeah,
To get
we
to
are
up
active.
that penny. Yeah.
Mhm.
Look,
I don't know if that's the right way to do this, guys.
We've got a lot of bennies. Let's
This
just.
is going to be a strange show war here by the end of this season, but we'll see how
That's
it
what I
goes.
was getting at very early on. I was like, I
You
really
were.
want to
It's
make
not-
this the best.
Not to worry, Jake. It's not lost on me. So that's where we're at. You have dealt with the whole of the bandit camp. You found their map of patrols of the area, as well as some labels that seem peculiar to say the least. Aside from that, you have done your best to acquire all of their loot pretty successfully, I would say. You found their secret cache of stuff, which is nice. Oh shoot, I shouldn't have gone to that. Anyway, so that is where you're at. Would you like to hear what you all have found?
Yes,
please.
and
Sure.
quantity of horses that we know are responsible for.
We're gonna have
You
14 horses.
You have 17 horses total, and one sturdy horse.
One
Ooh,
sturdy
yes.
horse.
Alright.
Yes,
So
that's the one I'm on.
That's the one
So,
you're on.
A total of 18 horses. This includes the first group that you initially dealt with, and tracked back to the main
before.
camp. This
Yeah.
includes
Like we
your
acquired
battle route.
14. Yeah.
So you have a total of 18 horses. One of them is sturdy. You have found 15 scimitars, 15 light crossbows, the scraps on what is left of 15 sets of leather armor, 15 bandit armbands, 2 long swords, 2 short swords, 2 heavy crossbows, the scraps of 2 remains of studded leather armor sets, 2 daggers, one
Honestly,
additional bandit captain armband, 1 orb-shaped arcane focus, 1 fancy dagger, and then in the horde, their whole the chest that you all found, there's a couple of them. You found that underneath you found the fancy magic rope that we have yet to figure out what does. You found a total of 440 crossbow bolts.
Oh.
Now 220 crossbow bolts. And for some reason, they were holding on to arrows despite there being no bows. A total of 4 potions, 3 of which are obviously healing potions, 1 of which is an orange color. 5 gems.
Ooh.
When you do the final count, you find 115 gold pieces, 986 silver pieces, and 1,400 copper pieces.
Jeez.
thank goodness they didn't do
All right,
electrum.
all right.
All told, it weighs 646.35 pounds.
Thank goodness we got that 0.35.
So 646.35.
So what's Sturdy Horse's name? Because it sounds like he's going to be doing some extra work.
I don't know. What is Sturdy Horse's name?
I'm asking the party. What's the name here?
You could ask the bandit captain, but he's dead. So
Can't be better than Jeffrey.
Yeah, does he have any does he have a collar on him? I don't know why I asked that.
Morango.
he does have like a
Barango.
bridle and the thing that goes in the horse's mouth. Is that a bridle? I don't know.
It's a bit.
Yeah,
The bit.
yeah, a bit.
Yeah, he was kind of there is clearly a bridle bit and saddle that fit him. He had kind of like a loose rope around him tied to the tree nearby. But other than that, you don't. He's kind of speckled. There's a gray-blue speckling to him.
Oh,
He's
let's
chunky.
keep him. That's awesome.
He's chonky.
He's a chonky
I
boy.
think I'm gonna go with Marengo, Napoleon's horse.
Morango?
Okay, then yes, that's what
Yeah.
we're doing. That's the
We're
name.
doing it.
Morango.
How do you spell that?
Marengo.
Perfect. Done.
Very literally historical
Oh.
figures.
Sure.
Horse name.
So now, because are we all in agreement? Or what time of day? It's still nighttime, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we
I
like?
imagine that you guys took a long rest in the camp, knowing
Yes.
that the rest of the next wave of bandits was not supposed to arrive for 2 days.
For 2 days.
So,
Yep. So
I will say
how-
that you've taken like the better part of half a day, kind of like counting and collecting all of this stuff.
Yep.
So
because
how-
it takes a while to count to 2,000.
Yep.
So how does a long rest work?
A long rest works by you guys spending 8 hours on a long rest, and then you recharge all your spells. You
nice.
regain twice your level in hit points because this is a non-secured long rest.
Yep.
That's a homebrew ruling. If you had a level of exhaustion, you can remove. If you had 2 levels of exhaustion, you can remove one of them because it's a non-secured long rest. So the only thing, everything works at half speed at a campsite rest except for spells and like your class abilities.
Gotcha.
So with the long,
Go ahead.
sorry. So with the long rest, I would get 10 hit points back.
Yes.
Okay.
And for the exhaustion, since I was hit with the level of exhaustion, do I recover that, or do I need to wait for a secured long rest to do so?
I will say a minimum of 1, so you'll recover 1 level of exhaustion. But
Got
if
it.
you have like 3, you would only
be
recover
awful.
1, and then
Right.
if you have like 4, you would recover 2 on a non-secured.
Got
Wait, just to verify, you get half hit dice and how much health back?
Twice your level.
For my sorcery points, how much do I recover for that? It's after like a regular long rest, I get all of
Right.
them back.
Yeah, so that's included in like class ability features. So anything that you get from your class that recharges on a long rest is going to recharge on a long rest. The only things that are going to be different are exhaustion levels, hit points, and that's it.
Okay. Got it.
If you want, before you take the long rest, you can burn the rest of your hit dice to get like within 10 of, like if you know you're only going to get 10 hit points back from a long rest and you want to use some hit dice to like boost that if you're down like 30 hit points, that's definitely something you can do.
Yes.
There's just through the course of this campaign, there will be perks that give you added benefits in like secure long rests in sanctuary locations. So I really want to push like the interaction between yourselves and like communities and towns and things.
Sure.
If people need mass healing, I do have my stapling kit still. So
Yeah, I was-
before we take that rest, I can staple you guys.
I was going to ask, on a rest, I have an herbalism kit.
Mhm.
Is that something where, like, on a long rest, I can then try to make a potion of healing or something like
So
that?
it takes about a day to attempt to make a
Ooh.
potion of healing. So you'd have to burn
Oh.
all of the next day to make one.
Okay.
What about my healer's kits?
Those recharge as the items would. So because of you have the healer feat, right?
Yeah, I mean, but I still have X amount of them. Is
Yeah,
there
so
any
whatever
way
you buy,
for
you buy.
me? Okay, so there's no way to make like makeshift kits for them. Is that a off-screen kind of thing?
Yeah, I have to think about that. That's a question I'm surprised with. So
That?
yeah,
It's
it's just because I haven't thought about it before. So I'll think about that and let you know.
Okay.
All right. So I managed to gain a whopping 8 hit points from those 3 hit dice.
How much are you down still?
I'm at 20 out of 44.
I'll staple you. Here you go, Chief. Ah,
Kunk.
well, it doesn't get much better than that.
Oh.
Oh.
So you get 10 back.
I get 10 back. Okay, so I'm
Yep.
at 30. That's better. Okay.
Who else needs a stapling?
And then
I'm
you get
good.
10 from the long rest too. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, that was I was at 2 HP.
Yikes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you were doing real bad.
Yeah, we were not in good
Oh.
shape.
Let me see if I actually got some spell levels back, because I got a couple spell levels. I'll burn them on you, no problem. Before you
So-
actually use those hit dice, can I make that retcon before he spends the hit dice? Because I still have a
I'll let
bunch
this
of.
one slide. I'm gonna start charging you bennies if you keep making these like post
What do you mean?
decisions.
This is
here.
our first long
Dante
rest.
I know, that's
Dante
why I'm
just
giving
needs
you
to
this
stop
one.
acting,
That's why
acting
I'm
before
giving you this one
consulting.
for us.
Well, I know some
Alright.
people get upset about
Thank
it.
you.
So,
So I'm at 22 hit points right now.
Before the hit dice spent.
That's before hit dice spent.
All right, here you go. I'm gonna dump a few spell levels into you. Here we go. First level spell. That is what's my modifier?
So while he's figuring that out, can I investigate this orange potion?
Sure. What are you
Was
trying
it
to
fire
investigate
breathing?
about it?
Yeah.
To identify it?
Do you have Arcana?
That would be an
Or alchemy?
Arcana check, or
I do have
Alchemy?
maybe an
Arcana.
alchemy check. I would say it's probably
Oh, I don't have
Arcana.
Alchemy.
All right, here you go.
There's two surefire ways to figure out what this potion does.
Drink it.
Drink
One
it.
of them is to drink it, and one of them is to cast Identify. I don't know if any of you have Identify.
Let me see.
It's an arcane spell, not a.
Oh, it is
Yeah.
an arcane spell.
Yeah.
If you were a knowledge cleric, you'd get Identify. If you were the best kind of cleric.
So the first spell I got back, or first for you, is 7, and the second
7?
one, the second one on this second level spell slot, you get back 16.
Whoo!
23? 23.
Yeah.
So
So how much-
23. So
Yeah,
that would
right.
put me at 44 or 45 out of 44. So
I would
Perfect.
put you at 44 out of 44 because
So
it
then
doesn't
you get.
increase your max.
So
But
that means you keep your hit dice, and that's more important than anything else.
Yeah.
then I'm
Well,
maxed out.
your
on hit
spell
dice, then.
your spell levels are also important.
Yeah,
I mean, you
but
guys
for
are going
long
to get them back.
rests,
Though,
we're about to
because
get them all
you're about
back.
to take long rests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys want to do before you sleep? The night before you count up all your treasure.
Maybe not sleep at the camp. Maybe go away from it a little bit and hide somewhere.
With our 18 horses,
Yeah,
we can do stealth checks. There's a lot of trees.
exactly.
So
Sure, what
there,
could go
there's
wrong?
that, but before but before we like go nap time and all that, you mentioned that there were these like strange symbols and markings which I couldn't participate in looking at because I was busy digging underneath the tent and got this rope. Those symbols, are they like a special language or any markings or potentially written by thieves at one point?
On the map, you mean?
Oh, is that where the special markings were?
I'm struggling to remember the special markings. There were some markings on the map
Oh, okay, gotcha. That basically
indicating
indicated
like
where the different troops are.
rotation
Got
of
it.
the
Cool.
It looks like the bandit groups, like in the rotation, there's like one little patrol that's coming back in 2 days, and it appears to be about 6 or 7 people. And then based off like kind of your investigation of the map and the timeline, it looks like every 2 days there would be a new group come through of about 7 people. You've gotten like the main camp, and you've gotten what appears to be like the other bandit captain was with the group that attacked you. And the rest are just like patrols of like schlubs, basically.
So, I mean, I'm not against sleeping in the camp. I mean, it feels like tents would be fairly comfy and whatnot. I'm also a nighttime guy, so I could stay up a little bit longer and watch over everything.
Like if it's only 6 guys we'd have to worry about coming back, then I think we'd be okay. It's just, are we guaranteeing that?
I'm not guaranteeing anything.
Yeah,
but
well,
based off your read of the map and your pretty substantial investigation of it, you seem to think that it is about 6 to 7 low-level bandits that will cycle through in 2 days.
And they're not coming back for a couple of days, so
yeah, according to our view of the map. It's
also,
up to you guys. I don't mind.
There's also, keep in mind, I forgot, there's also like about 90 pounds of meat in like large hawks. Like it's whole like halves of hogs.
Wow.
And it's
You
salted.
said hawks.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Like
jerky.
ham hocks. Yeah, like it's big pieces of meat. Make an insight check.
I have a 5 if anyone wants to beat that.
Oh, hold on.
I've got 3.
10.
Wait.
No,
Is
no,
that
we're
your
talking
roll?
about- we're talking about the pluses.
The pluses. So you're plus 10?
No, I'm just 10.
Oh, she's flat 10.
Sure.
Yeah, my plus is 2.
I have a.
Oh.
I have a
then
plus
will
6
roll.
on insight.
Oh, then roll the... Oh, wait. Do we count Danny's roll, then?
I will let this one slide. It
Well,
is
wait.
still
Could
very
if
new.
we were proficient, can we let her re-roll once? Because
Yeah,
I am
she can
proficient in
re-roll.
insight.
She can re-roll if you're proficient. She can get
I think a couple of us are. Yeah.
He was gonna let us switch.
How about you guys just roll? I'll sit back on this one.
One of you may
right.
make a regular roll with a flat roll because someone is assisting you. Someone
Okay.
make a roll.
I guess I'd do that.
Okay, yeah.
A natural 20, so that's a 26.
That's great. You see these giant pieces of meat, and you remember on the map there are like odd instructions like monster duty and like Wind's Hollow patrol and deal with the giant. And you expect that like this meat is largely there to feed whatever these potential threats are in this rotation system.
90 pounds of meat.
Just sell it.
Are there any other wagons in this camp?
There are no
Actually-
other wagons.
No other wagons. All right then.
So
Well,
I
let's
remember a component of what we were thinking about was spending time to craft horse sacks.
Yes, but none of you are
Immediately
get
tailors
ready.
or leather workers. Like, there's enough leather here from the leather armor scraps that you could probably, like, makeshift something together. But none of you have the skills to do it, is the issue.
Can I spit on a whole bunch of leather pieces to try to piecemeal a bag together? Because, my spit is sticky.
Yeah, I know.
yeah, I know.
I know your spit is sticky. The short answer is yes. I'm trying to think of what you would need to roll to do that. What did I make you roll the last time to use your spit in a
The last time we used
in a
spit,
mechanical fashion? Was it a nature
That
check?
is- it probably... Wait, I'm looking at everything,
Wasn't
and
it
that's the only one...
survival?
Oh, shoot, it was survival, actually.
Yeah.
All right, roll me a survival check.
Survival.
Come on, it's for the 18 horses that we have.
I'm going to say that no one can assist you in your spit.
Of course.
Yeah.
No, it's my spit.
No one knows it better than him.
12 plus 5 is 17.
You make like 3 or 4 sacks for the horses that can like drape over them.
Yeah.
You're not sure they're not gonna fasten, so you're hoping that they won't like slide off as you're moving. But 3 or 4, you could probably get. I don't know. Maybe 50 pounds of the coins between.
Wait, how much does all the coins weigh?
Well, everything
the
weighs
coins
600.
weigh.
It's 20 coins to no.
It's 10 coins to a pound.
Yeah.
So it's 238, 261 and a half pounds.
Yikes.
We're taking all of it.
I mean, we're
No
definitely
exception.
taking at least the gold pieces.
Considering the 1,400 copper only is worth 14 gold, I'd assume so.
Right. Exactly.
Every bit helps.
Exactly.
Every bit does help.
But like at the same time, it's copper.
So, are we done with our rest now? Is that where we're going?
You're done with the rest. I guess like what I need to know now is, aside from like collecting all the stuff, in that next day, what else are you guys doing?
What are we doing with the bodies?
That's a
We're-
good question.
Just burn this whole camp to the ground and we'll head off into the distance.
Oh.
We need to do like a sign so their bodies going like stay away. Just like when it smells, stay away. Too morbid? Is that a is that a check that includes my alignment?
No, I mean they're already dead, so I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're more honoring them.
It's
Yeah,
not like
sure.
you're making them deader. You're at least putting their dead bodies to good use. It doesn't seem so
Functional.
wasteful
So
So we're up on a little bit higher of a cliff. Are we able to see further out now to see if anything?
now. Yeah.
Oh,
we
did
haven't abandoned the discussion about what to do with dead bodies.
Oh, and you
I'm
have a
just
spyglass.
asking.
We're not
I'm
skipping
sorry.
that.
And we have a
Remember
spyglass.
A
specifically
spyglass.
that you guys got a spyglass. What does a spyglass weigh? I have to adjust the total weight of
Weight.
the inventory now. Give me a
Oh
moment.
no.
0.37 now.
While they are discussing the bodies, can I do
we have
like
to add a pound to everything.
Right.
oh
And Andrew, before you decide that you're the one making the action, what is your perception skill?
+6?
Oh wow!
That's
I mean,
not
I'm a
bad.
+8, but I wanted to do something different.
Well,
before
no,
expecting
I was-
things.
Like, because y'all are just discussing like the bodies, and I was just gonna.
So my proposal for the bodies, I'm relatively good at digging as well, because it's what I did my entire life,
Sure.
and
yeah.
so we can hide the bodies.
I don't know if
Under
we need
the-
to hide them though.
Oh,
So you're gonna
Okay.
dig a mass grave?
I mean,
That's kind of what I
Yes.
was hearing.
so no, but there's more to this plan. So I was gonna dig.
Don't take his
I was gonna
plan
dig-
away.
Right, I was gonna dig and put all the bodies in the. So yeah, I guess a mass grave. But I also would we probably don't need these copper pieces. So I was gonna dig and put the copper pieces in that area too. And I was planning on maybe just digging around each of the tents so that the ground was unstable around the tents. So anytime that somebody tried to go in them, they'd fall and maybe find a buddy of theirs.
Wow, this is incredibly morbid and elaborate.
And I love it.
And Kiv is just staring at Spit like,
So well,
It's like
Well,
the head just
Spit-
continues turning like.
while Spit is like discussing this, can I borrow the eyeglass and just look off into the horizon for places?
Yeah. Because you're using a spyglass, you get advantage on your perception checks.
Ah.
Now, does the spyglass have a amount of uses that it can have, or is it until
No,
somebody
it's just
steals
a
it from
thing.
us?
It's pretty valuable. So
They
this
are very
is going to be
valuable.
one of those things that do
Ooh,
you
the
sell it or
decision.
do you hold on to it?
Yeah.
Because to
It's-
purchase a spyglass is 1,000
It's like
gold.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Holy wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a
sell it.
case? My question: is there a case that we found it in?
No.
So it didn't have its own container because they were like, this is 1,000 gold piece, and they were aware of how valuable it was,
no,
and
you
they were
found it
putting
on the mage. No, and he's got other value. He's got
That's
his
right. He
his
did
orb.
have the spyglass.
So he's the one that holds the valuable stuff clearly. But
Yeah.
Well, I rolled an advantage. I got a 1 and an 8 on the 2 rolls, but
Well,
so
you-
that makes it a 14.
14.
14.
Wait, re-roll the 1.
Re-roll the one! I get to re-roll the one!
You're
Yes!
lucky. Brian was so ready to call us on it.
I forgot you were a halfling. I'm not gonna lie. I'm
22.
so
You're
excited that you're so excited.
22.
What direction are you examining? North,
That
south,
way.
east, or west?
Go
So
back to the
looking
map.
looking at the map,
Mhm.
let's say I'm looking west because I want to look down this road to see if there's anything on the right that we could get rid of all this stuff.
So as you kind of look, there's a couple of copses of trees. Like you're maybe like you're on like a hill. So relative to like west of you, you're up like maybe 200 feet above like where everything else is, kind of like a few miles west. You see a couple of copses of trees. You see like a couple of hills that look like they're like stone hills, so maybe like a cave structure of some kind. And then in the distance, closer than it was before, you see this like town. Even with the spyglass, you can't really make out like people moving around because it's still probably 3 days travel to this town. But there's a town there. There's like the like telltale structures of at least what once was a town. You're not sure if it's a ghost town or like currently operates. Based off like your interpretation of the map, you would assume that this town is probably like the Wind's Hollow that the bandit teams are kind of patrolling.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I tell everybody about the stuff that I see.
Perfect.
I poke my head out from one of the holes and I go, "Yep, I heard you," and I go back into the hole.
I guess make a nature check to like appropriately move the dirt in spooky ways.
I mean, it literally is what I did for my
I
whole
know.
life.
You know what? Do it at advantage. That's fine.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
Whittle down the DM.
That would be an 18 minus 1, so 17.
17. Yeah, I mean, you've dug mass graves around these tents, and buried some folks. That's, we'll see how that works out.
I think after that I would do a little prayer, be like, please, this is awful, but like, please be okay in the afterlife or something like that. Like, you're not even sure if it's a prayer or like just like a hope. Like, you're not quite sure.
You're like, I know these guys were jerks, but like, wow.
Yikes, we might have been worse.
Right, yeah.
Yikes.
Morty, were you also gonna like string people up in strange ways that spell out words?
No,
Is
they're
that
in
a-
graves. No,
Oh, okay. They're all in
the
graves. All right.
They're all in this grave.
That's probably for the best. So that's a thing that's happened. Fun. Anything else you guys want to do in the first day after you've slaughtered this camp?
So, are you saying you're giving us downtime, or are we needing to like figure? Can we tame the
Do we
horses?
need to eat?
I assume that you can get some meat based off of the 90 pounds of meat they have on hand. If you want something else, you're welcome to make a survival check and go find other food.
Eat sounds good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Other than that, in terms of like day-to-day living, you're probably okay. This is a stocked campsite, so yeah.
Well, yeah. If we look at the map, there's like a table full of food.
So in terms of calling it downtime, I don't want to call it downtime
Right.
because that has very specific connotations. And that's going to be like in towns between like excursions, right? But you do have some time here to regroup, try to like find ways to lead 18 horses on the road.
Easy. You just gotta
secure the site, prepare for this other group that may show up. Like, these are all things that you can do.
So now the question is, do we want to head to this next town, or do we want to hang around site here?
I would kind of like to head to the next town.
Yeah, let's skedaddle.
Yeah. Unless
I
someone
agree.
protests strongly.
I mean, there isn't, unless we wanted to, surprise party. There really isn't that much of a reason for us to stick around, and we can always come back later. I mean, I know where all the bodies and copper pieces are, so need something.
Doesn't make it sound any better.
Just come back with a metal detector,
Yeah, I'll recognize where all the holes were.
Yeah. So you're the metal detector, is what you're saying.
I'm actually very much a metal detector, indeed. There are probably 1,390 copper pieces underground right now.
Okay.
So I'm going to subtract 14 gold from the total
Dang it!
for the 1,390 copper pieces that you have buried in the ground.
Well, we're not gonna, carry that, right?
I don't know. These things are up to you. Like,
I had 14 gold is like
I wanted to, but
we can take some of it. It's like at that point it's 14 gold. It's like it might be worth more in the weighting, like the weightage of the copper.
it might. Like,
It actually just might be worth like just melting down.
Oh.
maybe. I don't know.
Into
Probably
tips
not,
for
based off
into
of-
tips for arrows.
I don't
there you
know.
go.
I don't know that copper is a super effective
Yeah.
metal to use.
Have
in
you ever been shot
weaponry.
with copper?
With copper? I've not. That's fair.
Then I don't know if
I've never been shot with like.
I was gonna say,
steel
have you
either
ever
of
been
those,
shot?
so,
Period.
if the answer is not yes, then I don't think you're qualified to answer.
sure,
this.
that's fine.
Wow.
Anyway,
This is gonna be. I look up a lot of weird things DMing for about 4 games a week. This might be on the list of like the top 20 weirdest. Like, how useful is a copper arrow tip? Not? Oh,
Well,
okay.
yeah.
Look, I was right.
You're entertaining your FBI agent that's been assigned
Right.
to you, at
Right.
least. Yeah, I would say, like, if we could figure out a way to, even if we just use some of our own rope from our Dungeoneer kits or whatever, Explorers packs,
Yep.
to get these horses situated and then head out.
Can we play with this magical rope that we have?
Yeah.
I mean, even if we don't know what magic it typically is used for, it's still a rope. So
Yeah.
it's among the rope that we have to use. I'm absolutely 100% on board with getting our wonderful cavalry of horses all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is amazing. This might have like satisfied some sort of bucket list thing I didn't know I had. Now that I have, this is like not in game, out of game.
Morty, you're riding the sturdy horse is what you're doing.
I feel like it's the way it goes.
All right, and
Can you
then
make
I
an animal
guess that,
handling check for me? Just to,
I
like,
can.
get on the level with sturdy horse. With with Marengo, the sturdy horse.
Rango.
I
forget
can
his
give
name.
you a 13.
Okay.
It's not great, but we're still friends. We're
It's
like
true.
still like getting on it. I'll be like, here, have some horse food.
Yeah, I
And
mean, it's already a trained horse, so it's not like you're trying to like break a wild stallion here. It's a chunky horse that likes to eat things, and you have plenty of things to feed it. So
Yeah. That the horse is like, you're a little smaller than what I'm typically used to.
I
but
barely feel you
whatever.
pulling on my reins.
Oh, that is a good point. You might be too small to ride it, but that's
Don't
Okay,
you
wait a
ever-
minute.
Don't you
Wait a
ever
second.
take- I will. Don't do that.
The best jockeys are tiny.
That's true.
That
There you go.
is true.
Fair enough. So you are riding sturdy horse Marengo. That means you have 17 horses that you have to figure out what to do with.
I wonder if do they look like they're like if I'm like in like kind of like the pack herd mentality because I am on a lead horse or a lead horse. Do any of them naturally follow? Because like let's say like, I'm thinking about it, if the bandits have gone into battle before and they've done this thing, I wonder if these horses just naturally go, okay, you know, he's going. Will any of them just will they just follow with me? Come on, please.
To some degree.
Nice.
Right? Like, it is not going to be an effective way to, like, herd the horses.
Sure.
But you don't have to, like, fight against them to get them to follow. Like, they're not, like, actively avoiding that horse because he's a jerk. They're, like...
So, how full is our wagon right now?
Pretty.
And can it sustain all this weight?
It can. So, here's the thing: is wagons are given a minimum or a maximum weight, but they don't have like a volume aspect, right? So you have a two-wheeled cart. So basically, anything that you can stack up on this two-wheeled cart, by book, fits in the cart up to the dragging capacity of the thing pulling it, which in this case for Jeffrey is about 600 pounds.
So if we link like 4 horses plus Jeffrey,
yeah, I think that's the way to go. And also, we're not taking 1,400 pounds, or we're not taking 1,400 copper coins. So how much does that pull off?
So that drops off 140 pounds. So you're under 600 pounds.
Well,
yeah,
the
copper
1,400 divided by 10. What?
Yeah.
Copper still sucks.
I agree. Like, why?
Okay, we can leave the copper. No worries.
Yep. We can
Copper,
come back
it's
for it later, too.
It's 140 pounds lighter, though.
It's 140 pounds lighter. So the thing to keep in mind, though, is like it's 140 pounds lighter, but Jeffrey is still like mildly encumbered, right? So he's not going to be able to move at his full speed while pulling a cart. He'll move at half of his speed, which is about 30 feet per round. So give or take 8 miles a day.
Yeah, like I'm much more interested in us getting away from this camp and getting to the next town than like, okay, how are we going to deal with this copper? Like, whatever.
Yeah, no, the copper's gone. So, I mean, we have raised the question about can the horses help to drag this cart?
Can we add
kind
horsepower?
Of in serial? Yeah.
I'm going to say no because you don't have the equipment to do that.
Got it.
Like, you don't have the like this cart is equipped to have one thing pull it, not a team of things pull it. Right?
Gotcha.
That's
okay.
an immediate upgrade we need, guys.
With the bags that we have that Spitted made, we can offload
50 pounds.
50 pounds total, or 50 pounds each bag.
Total.
Okay.
So you specifically said 50 pounds of coins, but can it hold 50 pounds of meat?
No, because coins are more dense than meat.
Got it. Okay.
Right? So like with bags, I'm gonna say it is a volume thing. Because it's a finite amount of space, held together literally by spit and friction. So,
I mean, I genuinely think we need to hold on to the gold pieces on our persons, especially if I like pat one of the sacks and I go, I don't know if this is gonna stick around with us, so we should be thoughtful about what we put inside, which should be the silver pieces.
I agree with that.
I mean, there is close to 100 pounds in silver pieces. So
so half of the silver can go into the sacks.
And you do have this chest. I guess I forgot to incorporate the weight of the chest.
Dang!
But we'll call that a bonus for now. And you do have a chest to store kind of the rest of this like loose stuff in.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have to worry about it like falling off the top of this two-wheeled cart.
Cool.
I could just see my character with all these quivers of arrows just like strapped to my back, like attempting to ride a horse. It's just like stacks.
Yep.
You guys ever play Death Stranding, where he's got
Exactly.
the backpack that's like
Yep.
8 feet above him?
Right.
There's
right.
Dimitri.
So
Yeah, so let's go ahead. Let's saddle. Actually, are all the other horses like roped and saddled and other things like that, or are we
They'll
riding
have
bareback?
saddles.
Okay.
They have not been saddled. Like, it is not the natural state of
Oh.
horse to be saddled. And that, like, you attacked this camp when they were not about to ride their horses. So
Got it.
there are saddles for all the horses, but they are not currently in use.
Mhm.
If you would like to saddle and ride one of the horses, I will need an animal handling check.
can we
Chase has
saddle
already given me one.
all
Yeah,
the
I-
horses?
To what end? To get the saddles to town?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
This gets better. I am so. Oh my god! It got
Do you
so
know
much
how
better.
long this is
So
going
it
to
takes a
take?
while to saddle a horse. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if
But,
you're aware of this.
but I think at the same time, like, you're not wrong.
It takes you, like, please.
Like,
Yeah.
I'd
it'll
like to
take,
saddle
We need to
one.
get out.
it'll
to
take
ride
probably
one.
2 hours to get all of the horses saddled.
We can do a few.
Let's get, the
I use
things
value in
riding
having
on, That's what we
extras.
want, right?
Yeah. Just the ones that. So it'll take 2 hours for the 3 other horses.
No. It would take 2 hours to saddle 18 horses.
17 horses.
Well, sure.
Marengo
Among the four
is the
of them.
best.
Um,
No,
Oh,
let's saddle the ones we're riding.
okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
let's
I would
get-
like to
let's
make
get
a roll
moving.
to saddle.
All right. So we each do our own animal handling.
Yes.
So I got an 18.
Okay.
21.
21.
15.
Yeah, you guys are all good. You managed to
Sweet.
get the saddles on. It's a DC 10 to like saddle and ride a horse, so
Oh.
you guys are in good shape. You managed to get your horses saddled, and you're gonna leave the other saddles along with like the tents and
That's
stuff.
so troll to like take the horses, leave the saddles, and it's like,
Yeah, exactly.
oops.
Do any of the saddles look fancy?
Not fancy. I mean,
They're banned.
Marengo's
We
saddle is nicer than the other saddles, but these are all
We're
like,
taking the best looking saddles.
sure. These are all like riding horse saddles.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones in the best shape,
Sure.
you know. Yeah.
And so.
You technically cut
can-
up the rest or put them in the
Can,
back.
no. I
How
just want
heavy
to
are
cut.
the rest of the saddle?
No. I don't want the saddles. I just want like the belts that strap onto the horses that are parts of the saddle.
That's a good idea.
Oh.
We could use those to link the horses together.
Can you make me a survival check,
We're gonna have
Dante?
a horse train.
Can I assist? I'm
You
proficient.
can, yeah.
Not proficient in survival at all.
Oh, I'm proficient in survival too.
Yep.
16.
16? Yeah, so you can get enough of these like belts and things to attach the bridles and bits of half of the horses. So there are 17 left. So 8 of them are like one congealment of horses. One unit of horse.
One duffel bag of horse.
Right. Effectively, I don't know. One
fine.
Shield.
poorly designed trap of horses.
Can I use the? Let me see here, because I've got a explorer's pack, and inside that pack there's what 20 feet of rope, 50 feet of rope.
50
Oh, I thought we were all collectively, contributing rope
So
to this cause.
everybody's equipment has a 50-foot piece of rope,
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there any
Yeah, but if
extra
we
like
don't
that
have
stuff
to,
here?
like
That's
rope
true.
and stuff.
I-
I mean, there's your magic rope.
Magic rope.
that you're
It
not
could be
sure
horse
what
rope.
does. Other than that, there's not like there's a couple of lanterns. If you want to take some lanterns with you,
If there's like rope, that's what I kind of want to be looking for.
and there's
'Cause
no.
then-
There's only the one magic piece of rope. It's
How about the
also
ropes that are
50
holding the tents?
Or start stealing their
So
infrastructure.
there is
too.
like tent rope, but it's not as thick as like.
We should definitely
rope,
just get
so-
to town.
should
We need
also-
to just get out.
Yeah, okay. We should also not get too lost in like well, let's take this. Well, let's take
This
this.
is
Like
resource
by the time we
management
finish
101.
with that,
This is
more bandits
compelling
will arrive.
television. I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
We do have
We have
do
8
have all
people in Twitch right now that are loving this conversation. I
Yeah.
hope.
True.
we do have all the like fire bombs and things of that nature.
Yeah, there are 3 remaining fire.
Somewhere in here, as you undo the trunk, like just all the items start flying.
A random body comes out.
Okay.
How'd this get in here?
Because I'm just trying to think of, because I am one of those min maxers. But yeah.
Love it.
That's why I was like, let's just leave the saddle part, and then they'll try and put it on the horse, and then it just falls off.
Put it on what horse? You've stolen all the
There's no
horses.
horses.
We are preemptively just being jerks.
We need to go to the next town.
Okay.
Now.
Okay. So I take.
He's just walking around with all his tricksters. Be like children. We're gonna try offloading this to people, and they're gonna be like, "You just came from a bandit camp, didn't you?"
No.
I will use my 50-foot rope to tie up the. So we had 17
How
horses.
long is a
Or
horse?
18. So we had 18
7, 8
horses.
feet.
8 of them are in one. We're riding 4 of them. I use my 50-foot rope to tie up the other 6 together. Yes? No?
8.
That's gonna be.
That's not how the
It's
math
not a
works.
lot of rope.
That was
to
a lot of
tie
map,
up.
what?
That's not a 50 feet of rope is not a lot to tie up.
Alright.
8.
I'll give him 50. I'll give 50. I'll give my 50 feet.
Okay.
Your 50 feet is wrapped around the spoke of the wagon.
Mm-mm.
You originally used some of your rope
There's
to help
no way
repair.
you used 50 feet on that wheel.
I never added that.
So one of you did.
I think it was me.
I
think it
volunteered
was
my
you,
shovel, and then the shovel just was like,
That's
"Don't,
right.
don't give me the shovel."
Okay, so I guess
was
it was.
Spitz
I guess it
rope.
was Spitz
So,
rope. Okay,
Between
so
the two of you, I need another survival or another animal handling check
all right.
to tie 100
I'm
feet of
gonna-
rope around. 8
Only one
horses.
person rolls, right? And that should be Jake.
What? No. You both need it, right?
Oh, you both? Okay.
No. Make one roll with advantage because the other one's helping.
There you go.
I got a +6.
Yep.
I also have +6.
Oh.
I'll give.
Oh, you're both.
you
You're both.
advantage.
Yeah.
I think you can do it. I believe in you.
Well. There
Well,
we go.
Dice gone.
18.
18.
Boom.
You have 2 congealments of horses. Congratulations.
Coagulated horses.
Okay,
It's like
so,
it's like we're
glue.
we're using more than just the hooves.
okay,
We
so
use everything here.
I will be on my horse and I will handle these congealments of horses with my
guess
220 arrows off my back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on one of the other horses. I'll help guide him along.
And who's driving the cart then?
I
But-
guess I will drive the cart. So
It's your
And-
turn with Jeffrey. It's a special
right,
time.
exactly, and like I recommend that each of us kind of like have one of the horse sacks. I really should choose a different word.
No, you should.
Satchels. It's a satchel.
Horse. The
Oh, and I
spit
am
bags.
I am.
That's
taking
not much
one of-
better.
It's getting
Are-
worse.
Are the potions that we found, were they just minor healing potions? Were
They are
they
regular healing potions.
Nice.
3 regular healing potions, and 1 orange potion of mysterious intent.
Yep. But yes, so I'll be driving the cart in with Jeffrey, and
Such a good boy.
yeah.
Okay. And with that,
Finally.
we'll take a short 10-minute break. And I promise we'll do something else when we come back. We'll see you all in 10 minutes. And we're back. We just had a
Caravan.
wonderful exploration into the limits of my sanity. And here we are on the road. You
Finally.
have two congealments of 8 horses apiece. I'm sorry. 7 and 8.
Oh,
Did we lose Jake? We lost Jake.
Oh no!
we lost Jake.
He'll be back. I hope.
Picasso time.
Oh, goody.
Hold on. We're going to go back to the break screen for a moment.
Stuck with it now.
You are stuck.
It is now
Stuck with the
canon. Do me a
What cannon did I
favor.
just miss?
Spit. Turn off your camera.
Sorry,
And
internet just quit.
then, Dimitri, turn off your camera.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Are we good? We are. And then.
Oh, nope.
Yep. There we
Nope.
go.
Nope.
And then.
I'm Kiv.
Turn off your camera. Back on. Nope.
Oh, no.
It's like a
I
sliding
messed
puzzle.
everything up.
You did. What did you
True.
do?
My internet died.
I'm
All right,
Dimitri
I will
now.
turn off my camera. I think mine's
You turn off
the
yours.
solution.
We're almost there.
How am I the one that's
Oh,
in the
no.
Dimitri, turn off yours.
We're just sliding around.
Yeah. All right, turn yours back on. We're good. I did it. Look at that.
Yeah.
Magic.
In high school, I got an A in geometry, and I mostly slept through class. That was a long time ago. So 2 congealments of horses, a small cart. I imagine stacked awful tall, with like precariously like shifting.
one tower of
it
coins
is-
going like this.
For some
Wafts
reason,
in the
it strikes
wind.
my mind as being very DuckTales-esque.
Yes.
But I'm not
Yes.
sure where I'm coming up with. I feel like maybe there was a DuckTales movie on Disney.
Well, in
Were they-
in a Goofy movie, when they go
Mhm.
camping, he packs up the whole car, and it's like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, so very similar to that. So that's
So-
where we're at.
So just a quick question: was the total number of stuff that you gave us, was that new additions to what we already had, or was that the total amount of stuff?
That was the total amount of stuff from all of the bandits. So whatever you as characters brought in, it doesn't include. But it does include like the like bandit
First
patrol
encounter?
that you
Okay.
encountered before you went to the camp. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So we don't have
The
20 some
extras.
odd like crossbows.
No, it's a total of I think
15.
15, you said.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So you guys are on your way.
Just a traveling store.
I'm gonna need a
Yeah.
couple of handle animal checks throughout the day, just because this is a very odd way to move over a dozen horses.
Hey Dimitri,
Well-
as we're leaving this bandit camp, I'm like, can we do like? Do you think we could do like battle cards? What?
Maybe
Battle carts?
battle carts.
Battle.
Like if you
Bat-
if you
I'm
have,
like,
a
I
cart-
get actually kind of like I
Like
prod my
chariots?
horse over. I was thinking like
Yeah.
you know like two
crossbows.
two short swords on the wheels going like this really fast, just like so.
Oh my god.
I was
I
thinking
mean,
like
you could
having
do that right now.
And then I get over and be like, and that's like me going with like over with the horse and going like, think about it, and then kind of like leave.
Battle cards.
All right.
Go ahead and
So-
draw me up schematics for those, Jake. We'll see.
I have +5 on my animal handling. Do people
I'm
have
2
better?
on mine.
Oh wait.
I'm
I have
+2 on mine.
+6.
Okay, I'll do plus mine. 18.
Okay.
I also got an 18.
Good. You managed to get these piles of horses,
Congealment.
congealments of horses, moved for the better part of the day. It is starting to grow dark. You might want to think about camping. I don't know. There's not like a good way to hide on the road.
No. We do it. We do it old school style. We just make a a wagon circle with the horses, and we stay in the middle of the horses.
Yeah.
This is so.
How
What
are
are you gonna do,
how
walk
are
away?
you- like, how are you going to secure the horses in that circular fashion?
They're
With a
also
lot of
sleepy
rope.
too, though, right?
Just tie like a carrot to the back of one, and then just
Just walking continuously the whole night.
This reminds me. It must be of what's the new Vine, a TikTok.
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 It must be a TikTok that I saw of like someone like tying their lawnmower to a post in the middle of their yard.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And then just like tying down the auto run on it. And
Yeah, and it
like,
just goes
mowing itself.
Yep.
It's got to be a little bit like that, I suppose.
it is
legit.
You didn't.
It's just a suggestion.
It is
know.
an option.
It's an
Because if we
option.
do this enough, eventually we won't need the carrot. They'll just like, no, it's nighttime. It's like time to do the horse train thing.
I will be furious if you decide when you get to town not to get rid of at least 12 of these 18 horses.
Not a chance. Not a chance. They're getting turned into a mobilized weapon. There's not a chance here that we are getting rid of that many.
I mean, I guess like you have meat all the time. I don't know.
Right.
No.
All right. But so how many hexes like did we travel?
So you've gotten like you left in the early evening and got out of camp, and so you have traveled to the edge of the camp hex.
Okay.
Presumably through the one you used to get off the road.
Mhm.
So you're kind of like getting back to the road now.
Right. Do you remember from the map which camp was expected to come back to camp?
The one that said giant duty, which was to the northwest.
Got it. Cool. So that would not be the same direction that we're heading. Okay. Is there any brush nearby, or is it just fields?
I mean, this is a prairie, so there are a lot of fields.
Yeah.
There's some tall grass. Make a nature check.
Nature.
Are we also seeing those same like memorials when we first came by with them?
Those were just on the road, though, right?
Yeah,
Are
you
starting
haven't
to see
quite
those
gotten to
again?
the road yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a dirty one.
Oh.
31. You know what? I'm not
That's-
sure if there is brush or not. I know that there probably could be. But that would be up to you and the resources that you have / want to spend. I'm not in charge of all of your resources.
Can I make a perception check
For brush.
just to look around, make sure there's no bad guys?
Sure,
I know
yeah,
I'll see
make a
horses.
perception check. Are you using your spyglass to make this perception check?
Ooh, well, it's dusk time, right?
Yeah.
I should have given it to Spit so he
To
could
me.
have used it.
It's true.
Because with his night sight plus spyglass, does that increase that?
No, it just gives him advantage on the roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you are right now at disadvantage. The spyglass would give you advantage, making it a flat roll.
Yep.
Yeah,
It would have advantage on the roll.
I'll use the eyeglass to kind of look around. And that was perception 20.
Much
you
better.
You don't really see any bad guys coming. It occurs to you that you didn't really see them coming before when your wagon broke, and they still managed to find you. So who knows if they are watching from secret.
We have so many horses.
It's a lot of horses. Unfortunately for you guys, you
Horse
aren't
poop, too.
you are a pretty easy thing to spot. I would not say that you are incognito in any way, with 17 horses.
But the thing is do you really want a chance running into a horse train? Because there might be more of us.
That's true.
Like in our precarious amount of gold we have, there could be people just laying down.
That's true.
I'm gonna go with that story.
So, and we're about to rest again, right? Since it's near the end of the evening here.
That's up to you.
I feel safe in
Guys.
this wagon and in this
Yeah.
horse train.
Yeah, I would say we can, rest and then hit the trail again in the morning.
No.
So before we rest, I'm going to cast Goodberry twice. And I'm going to feed all the horses with the good berries.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
So caring.
But no, that's so we don't have to feed them like.
Oh, that's so
Food.
awesome. They're nourished.
They're very healthy horses now. They are feeling good.
Awesome.
We're so
Uh-huh.
wholesome. Like,
We are making them like us.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then we're gonna sell them.
You thought we wouldn't think about this, Brian.
I'm glad you did.
We did. You're gonna be like, I need a hunger check. They're all
And then-
crazy.
So Goodberry, that gives me how many per?
10 berries
10 per.
cast.
It's actually
So
No,
I have
one.
2 extra. I'm going to give both of those to Jeffrey.
He is
For the last
Feeling-
He's super
The
full.
most
is-
deserving boy.
so
Yes.
bloated right now from
The
the double
most.
Goodberry. He just had about 4,500 calories of food in your 2 little berries of goodness.
But Dimitri is now his greatest
You
ally.
guys are besties now.
Yeah.
Best buds.
With
100%.
The itis is just. We're definitely taking a rest.
Yeah,
Now.
yeah. I mean, you don't have a
Jeffrey's gonna be
choice.
like,
He's in a
He's not gonna
food
move,
coma.
so
He's like, oh, I'm so full.
yeah.
I
We
But
don't
he could-
often see horses or mules lay down, but he does. He's just like, oh, I need to lay down.
Give
for a
it up.
minute.
then the next day he'll be well rested and be able to just
Super
faster.
well rested. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll go faster. It's not.
Oh
Should we
God.
take shifts sleeping or no?
It's up to you guys. You
Probably
could opt
should.
out of rest
Yeah.
of a watch. I don't recommend it, but
Probably
Yeah.
I mean,
I would say we could do watches.
Yeah. I mean, I can see, so I'm not that tired right now. If I choose not to sleep, do I suffer things?
you get a level of exhaustion.
Okay. Well, I
you
mean,
opt out of
we'll do it
sleeping.
in shifts then.
Okay. Are you doing anything to the campsite to make it? I don't know. Like, you seemingly want to
safer
make
than
it
the
look
horse
like
train?
there's more people than there are. Are you gonna try to do that in any specific way, or just rely on
How many
piles
tents?
of horses?
How many tents do
Just
we
rely
have?
on the horses.
You have no tents. You did not take.
We
the
didn't take a
tents.
tent.
No.
We didn't take a tent. We are bad.
We are.
We didn't
The one
do-
that would have fit all 4 of you lit on fire and is no longer a tent.
Yeah.
So
And would have been really heavy in terms of the material as well,
true.
based on the way the wind was not wafting it. I mean, if one of you wants to borrow my bedroll while I keep watch for a little bit, as long as you give it back and I could sleep for a little bit.
I mean, I think everybody should have a
I
bed.
think everyone has a bedroll.
I think
Oh, well
everyone
then
has-
we all have bedrolls.
Yeah, we're fine.
How
Yeah.
can we make it so it looks like there's more of us? I don't know. I feel like 1,000 horses is, like
Well,
like-
can't spit.
So,
Just cast
yep,
like
I was
duplicate.
gonna say I could not duplicate, but I will cast silent image, kind of.
of the
ops.
horses.
we should use
What?
horses as tents. That's true.
Who said to use horses as tents?
Off-
I was gonna
off
suggest
which
that.
sleeping
position?
underneath the
Somebody-
wagon, honestly. But yeah, no. To I'm able to create something that's like a 15-foot cube, right? And so that cube, is it a single image, or can I, create like a mural of people?
It's fixed, but it can be more than one person.
Yeah. So we're just gonna
So
go
it
and
doesn't
do
move
that.
at all. You could make it
Right.
look like 9 people
3.
are sleeping. It's a 15 cubic foot?
Yep, 15-foot cube.
Yeah, so you can make it look like 9 people are sleeping.
So many people.
Yeah, we'll do
Can-
that.
Can we?
Sure, what's the duration on that?
I have to look that up.
Well, while he's looking that up, do we have the items to make campfires?
Yeah.
Just make us even more visible?
Well, none of us can see the dark, except for you.
That's a good point.
What's the weather like right now?
It looks okay for now.
Temperature, that is.
Oh,
like
Then maybe this isn't a good idea. Duration's up to 10 minutes.
Yeah, that might be a limitation of that idea.
Yeah.
It's about like lower 50s.
Yeah, we need a fire.
Oh, yeah. Then if it's that chilly, then yeah. I don't know how we... Did we take all the... No.
Dang,
I'm
all
trying to
those
think like how we
saddles
make
should have taken.
scarecrows, essentially. That's what I
Clothing?
wanted to... Right,
I-
with like
I
clothing
think-
and sticks.
I think we're gonna be okay without like making it look like there's other fake people standing
Cool.
around.
I believe you, Kev. Go to sleep.
We should.
Go to
We
sleep
should
so I
have put
can
the. We should have put the dead bodies on the horses and just had them sit upright.
Oh
I mean,
my
it was an
God.
option, I guess.
Just Weekend at Bernie's, all of these horses. Oh my gosh. It would have
Alright,
been
so-
a solution. I don't know a solution to what, but
I guess we can just test it. If they want to fight us, then we will fight us. Otherwise, we have a wonderful night where we have Jeffrey, who's very comfortable with himself and is full and
It's a
ready
good night.
to adventure tomorrow. And by
All right.
adventure, whole 500
Who wants to
pounds.
take over part of my shift so I'm not super duper tired in the morning?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Kiv also has dark vision, so that's helpful.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my bad. Just the two
Uh,
halflings don't.
Jason, can you make me a perception check for your watch, please?
Yeah. Active perception or passive?
Active.
Okay. Well, that's an 11
Okay,
with my ad.
sure. So like halfway through the night, you start to hear some howling, as
Okay.
if like wolves are coming, and then the horses start to get grumpy, and then the wolves go away because there are 18 horses.
Natural deterrent to predators!
See, like I said, we're fine.
Yeah, it's a lot
Got
like
so much better!
wolves are spooky, but so are a dozen and a half horses.
That just got fed and are like comfortable.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Like they are the last
Until
stage
they're
of
not
wanting to.
because of wolves, and then they make it known that they're not comfortable, and then the wolves get uncomfortable and they leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how that works out.
Oh, I have to go find that tweet now that somebody did or something
Makes
like that.
so much more sense when Brian says, "You guys should get at least rid of like a dozen of these horses, because wolves don't want to fight us. It's not that they can't. It's just they would prefer not to
So
die."
Right.
it's yet another one of those value decisions. Do we
Yeah.
keep the spyglass or not? Do we
keep all the horses or not. I mean,
We'll have to come up with some real punishments if you hold on to close to
Yeah.
20 horses.
we just gotta come out. We just gotta have enough materials in our bags to help fix the problem by adding more horses. That's the thing. I thank goodness I have a sledgehammer. His hoof is not looking too good.
Yikes.
Ouch.
I mean, fixing the hoof.
That makes me sad.
Something
Yeah,
stuck.
so you do a wild thing, and a wild thing happens. Kiv, can you give me a perception check for?
Oh yeah,
the
when I
second-
wake Kiv up and be like, I thought I heard something, but then it went away.
Yeah.
And I definitely didn't look through your stuff.
Yeah, of course. 16.
Yeah, so the rest of the night is largely uneventful. You managed to get through the evening to morning, and there isn't too much of an issue. You don't hear more wolves. They seem to have learned their lesson the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is morning.
Quick question.
Yes.
So have we? Has the party officially long rested?
Yes. So you are without any exhaustion whatsoever now.
Yep.
Also, you can get double your level and hit points back if you are currently missing any. I don't think anyone.
I think
was,
we're full.
but,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
the
was the
spells
only
are
one.
back.
Yeah. So you get to you get down the road. It is a pretty empty road, a pretty open road.
Not with us on it.
Well,
We're taking up both lanes of the highway.
Yeah.
you grossly overestimate the quality of the road here to call it a highway with lanes.
We're making a highway after 18 horses go
plus-
through it.
You take up about 200% of the width of the dirt path. Yes. And you guys managed to get about 2 days travel in.
Oh.
Yeah. About halfway through the third day, you start to hear some groaning from in the tall grass.
Oh.
Is
Is it like
Is it-
continuous
is it-
or is it like one spot?
Oh, it's like one spot. It's not.
Oh,
the
okay,
tall
it's not
grass
like just the whole
has not
tall grass
achieved
moaning.
sentience and is growling at you. No. It appears to be one person about 200 feet into the tall grass. You hear like this, like, probably not 200 feet, probably 80 feet into the tall grass. You hear this like, kind of like painful groan situation.
This might
Is
be
it from a humanoid?
Is it from
It
a
ap-
giant?
It is not a giant
Question mark?
that you know. It's-
Perception check?
Make a perception check. It sounds
Can
like
I
you
make
need
a
to roll
perception
die
check?
to figure this out.
I do have
I'll
a
roll the
question,
perception
though.
check.
He has the spyglass.
You can't use a spyglass to hear.
On tall grass,
My,
80
My-
feet.
my quick question for this is: it sound like I'm not? This might be a stretch of my medical capacity or medical abilities.
I was actually going to suggest.
But like, does it sound like a pain, or does it sound like
Or I'm a hungry.
I'm hungry, or is it like something else? Like,
Is that what the
can I
perception
almost?
check is for?
Make an insight check.
Okay,
Oh.
because like, if somebody got stabbed, they're going like, oh, versus like, oh,
Right.
I'm hungry.
So was that you volunteering the insight check, Jake?
I was really going for medicine or insight. It didn't really matter to me.
I
You
mean,
can either make a medicine or an insight check or a perception check.
I mean, you could
ooh.
if you want to.
I'll do my perception check. I've got a +8 in that.
Oh,
Anyone want to help me?
I will assist.
Yeah.
I'll give him guidance if that's okay. So add a D4 to that,
Yeah.
if that's okay with
Oh,
Brian.
add a D4. Okay.
Yeah.
And I still roll just one, right?
Yes.
Well,
I roll two.
well, just one D4, but he's assist. I thought.
Yeah,
Dim-
Dante's
Dimitri-
assisting. Wait, yeah, how does that
Dimitri's-
work?
Yeah, he's
There's
assisting.
an add.
Well,
On
it
an
would- yeah,
advantage
you would
roll.
add so you make the advantage roll and then you add the D4 on the
Yeah.
on the higher.
Got it.
number.
Cool. Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Dante, how are you assisting him?
Proficiency, right?
I'm
Oh, yeah,
proficient in
describe.
perception.
No. Describe story.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing?
Story!
What? What is
Pull me on the
Dimitri
shoulder,
doing to
point
be
over there.
helpful?
Yeah.
I am lifting Spit up a little bit
Yeah.
and pointing also in the direction.
I
of-
love how we combined are still shorter than Kiv. Anyway.
Yeah. I'm like sitting here like watching you like holding him up and it's like up to here on me.
Right.
I'm just like look over.
They're almost
so-
high.
Exactly. So D20 is 13 plus the D4 is 3 plus 8 is 24.
Wow. Okay. It sounds like like pain groans, but it sounds like pain groans of like someone who is unconscious.
So they're not faking it.
I mean, they might be.
Well,
I rolled. It's 24.
Is it?
You get
is
the
it
idea they're not.
Okay.
Is it the equivalent of Morty's snoring?
No.
That's just worrisome.
Like,
My
yeah,
snoring
at
is
that point, we should be
borderline
riding away.
medical. Yeah, it just sounds like a deflating airbag.
I'm gonna take out my mace, and I'm gonna like cautiously approach and get closer and see if I can see.
sure,
what this thing is.
make an advantaged investigation check to track the sounds through the tall grass.
Okay. Investigation. That's a 10.
Yep, you're fine. The DC was 5, so
Okay.
yeah, you managed to like kind of bivouac your way through the tall. I mean, it's like 6-foot grass here, so like
Whoa.
Okay.
you managed to like bivouac.
I'm
your way
6'5",
through.
so you
Right.
probably see the tips of my horns. That's about it.
You kind of like get your way through, and you see a body laying in the like dirt and the tall grass, kind of like propped up on a stone. And the first thing you notice is the familiarity of this individual, because his like garb is the same as the bandits.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The second thing you notice is he's missing a shoulder. And by that, I don't mean like his arm was ripped off. I mean like something bit his shoulder and took off like
His shoulder.
his shoulder. His arm is still like loosely attached, but it's not looking good.
Okay. I'm going to turn around and go back to the party and be like, how about we get out of here?
What did you see?
A bandit with one less shoulder than we have. So we should probably leave.
Like, do you think like some kind of monstery thing?
Yeah, probably something that could, in that same bite, spit whole and like half of one of the halflings. So not a good thing.
We
to stick
gotta
around
go.
for.
So
Yeah, we gotta
okay.
leave.
All right. How fresh was the wound?
I'll tell you more as we ride. How about that?
Okay, how about, I mean, if we're in imminent danger, if we're in imminent danger, what if, I know you're not gonna like this, Morty, but it might be for the greater good.
What?
If we like incapacitate one of the horses
No.
and just leave it here, I mean,
We need to
No! I'll leave a pile of good berries.
Yes, get rid of the horses.
Well, my thing is why don't we take the body?
I just imagine that spit has a tiny devil spit, and then a tiny devil spit that has angel clothes on that doesn't really do the angel stuff.
It's just a second devil spit with like angel wings on like
Yeah.
a backpack.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm gonna say
the
can we
halo
please
turns
just
off
go?
every now and then.
Well,
Okay, we
Come on.
can keep moving if you want. I mean,
Well-
you gotta admit it's not a bad idea.
I look
I
at
mean,
you.
Is
I
it?
l- if I look at you seriously and go, is it worth taking his body? And he's alive. I understand it. If you said he's
No
abandoned-
amount of
Not-
healing touch.
No, I agree with
can
that. I'm
make a
saying
shoulder come back.
he might
I mean,
have
can it?
information.
I mean, he's a bandit, and I think we should just leave him to die, and then leave and not die ourselves.
Make an insight check.
Me?
Ooh, can I help?
No.
Okay.
12.
Yep. He's a bandit. You're right.
We've been killing city guard this whole time.
I still think.
And
Listen,
so-
Kiv is very weak and susceptible to you guys being short, small, cute things.
Yeah.
So he's going to just go with what you guys want to do.
Yeah.
All he can do is suggest what he thinks we should do.
So
I agree.
was it a human? Was it an elf?
You said
was
it,
the
it
race?
looked like a human, right?
Let's.
It was
You
a
said you were
humanoid.
going to tell us while we
It was a
ride, so
person.
I think we. Oh well. Oh.
Yeah, it was a person.
You saw. You didn't really focus on the race because you saw bandit garb and then you saw a huge gaping wound.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Missing
human-ish.
this part of their
It
body.
could have been like half elf or half orc or human, maybe elf.
Was it
seemed bigger in statue than like a dwarf or like a halfling.
Yeah,
Sure.
it wasn't a tiny thing.
Was it
Well-
I don't know if this is necessary. Yeah, actually someone just asked in the chat exactly what I'm going to ask. Was the blood red, or was it some other color that might indicate a different race?
So it was dark red and looked like it had dried and was not actively bleeding.
Okay.
Ugh.
Yeah, so again, if y'all are real insistent, like I'll do whatever, but
How-
I would like for us to continue.
Yeah, no,
I think vacating the premises is important. How long would it take to strap him to a horse? Like just lean him over a horse.
We need to go back
To
and get
lean
him.
him over a horse.
Or like like kind of like drape him over a horse, like because I mean even still,
to, like,
even though we killed
recover him-
bandits,
to recover him would
Yeah.
be like 5 minutes.
Oh,
I think to me like that's got value. If the
To
guy dies
recover
on the
him
horse,
and make sure he doesn't die from moving.
7
Well-
You're not
minutes.
sure, but
No, there's use
tie a
to
horse to
having
him.
just having a body around. You know, we could toss it at whatever.
okay. So that we don't have to deal with don't we have to incapacitate a horse? I got it. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking what makes at least like more so on like the healing side is like we are leaving a body. We either have to kill him, like
You're
because
doing
that
the
makes no
doctor's code.
sense,
Yep.
or
he is very
we
he
like
is very clearly suffering at the moment.
like that
Yeah.
to me is like
Let's
he
go
is
get him.
abandoned. If yeah, so I would
He
I
was
would
propped
like,
up on a
like
rock.
get him
He's-
quickly and get him like get on the road again. I agree with you 100%, Kim. I want to get back on the road because if you're saying like, yeah, he could eat something ate
The doctor's
could
doing
eat
the doctor
you
thing.
The whole
and
top
then
of
eat
your
another
torso.
person. like I don't know.
Yeah,
I
so
still kind of
so
like want to get
if
it
we
quick
wanted
and go.
if we want to do that, I'll be like, okay, let's do it. Let's hustle.
Yep.
Agreed.
You guys tromp through the tall grass. I'm gonna need the halflings and the kobold to make an investigation check because the
Actually-
grass is twice their height.
Actually, because I'm an outlander, could I either assist them or just guide them to that spot?
Yes,
Can
that
we hold
is
her?
the benefit
Can we,
of being an outlander.
can we hold
Yeah.
Kim's tail?
I want to hold
Hey,
Kim's tail.
listen,
I heard hold Kiv still, and I was like, not if you want to get there. What?
I
That's what I heard
heard
too.
tail and immediately was like, I could just go back and get on a horse and just.
That's true. You managed to get to this bandit. It is in fact a half elf.
Oh, okay.
And he's like barely like he's alive. The wound looks like it has stopped like being it's not an open wound currently. It has the telltale signs of like magical healing to it, but like
Mm.
maybe that wasn't quite enough.
You're missing his shoulder, so I understand that.
Hmm?
I mean, you are missing a
Yeah.
shoulder, so like, there's only
Yeah.
so much magical healing can
Right.
do for you. Might as well
Yeah.
straight regenerate.
Especially like in the field, you know, like this isn't like an area where like you can just have a priest tend to you every day.
I feel like it's more so along the lines of like they put a band-aid on like a very large like wound. Like it's
Right.
like yeah, and like even the sticky part's getting bloody too, and you're like, this is supposed to happen.
Right. It's like I have smallpox, here's a band-aid. That's not
Yeah.
that's not how you fix that, but all right.
Yeah.
Get better soon, like a little sticker.
So you guys get to
Hey,
him,
so we get him.
and he's kind of like groaning, in discomfort. At least tenderness is what they call it in the medical field.
Mm-hmm.
I would.
Right.
My immediate thing is to start moving him, but like as safely without causing him shock, because you know losing a shoulder is probably shock worthy.
There's
But,
a lot
like,
of blood
waking
loss,
up- If there's any immediate care that I could do to like stem that from happening, like either I could cast cure wounds, something kind of not in this necessarily the 1D to heal, but more so the effect of mitigating more things.
I would say like a cure wounds would like stabilize his shoulder more, for sure.
Yeah, I'll throw it that way.
Can I also cast Charm Person on him to try to make him feel better?
I don't know. Let me check. Charm Person. I don't know if they have to be like conscious. Is the question. Charming.
I shove like
The other
10
thing-
good berries down his
Excuse me.
throat.
The other thing we might need to be a little bit concerned of is if we move him and he starts screaming, and this thing that bit him is still around. That's gonna draw attention to us.
Yes, you can cast Charm Person.
Okay.
It does not have to be a conscious person.
Great. So I mean, I want to cast it so that he feels better.
Yeah, and he has
and that he
failed
likes
his
us.
save, So, okay, yeah, he is friendly toward you.
Yeah, and I'll use
when
my
he's conscious.
I'll use my cure wounds kind of like the more so stabilize the condition than anything else. Like, so he's like, ooh, I just got a dose of Vicodin in the system. Like,
Yeah.
I'm okay for the moment. Like,
Right. So you cast Cure Wounds, and like some of the like the scab starts to like close a little bit, and he kind of starts, what? Oh.
and like you kind of keep like it's beyond just the normal. It's like
Maybe-
keeps going.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
so
just-
he
just-
can't. It's
He like looks around and like looks to spit, and he's like, you look okay.
Yeah.
The rest
Wait,
of
you've got Bear. You've got Bear, right?
yes, I do have Bear.
Puppy calmness. Have him.
I gave him. I show him the dog, and I'm just like,
Just pet the dog. Just pet.
Yeah.
It's fine.
he's the bestest of boys.
He tries to like
Wait,
pet,
with-
and he
with
can't like move
With
that
with
arm,
his
and
good
he's
shoulder,
like,
with his good shoulder.
he like can't
He
move
goes,
the arm, and he's like,
Oh
uh-oh.
no! I help him move his arm so he can move it. Like it's like
It just comes off.
I didn't know leprosy attacked this dude. What's happening?
Oh God. All right.
All right.
Back.
And now
back
we get him back. and get
Inventory
back on the road.
management. Inventory
Yes,
management.
like
and
slowly
liver
you can get
removal.
him back. He's on the road. He's conscious. It looks like he's in some discomfort, but like the magical healing has stemmed like the active excruciating pain that is presumed.
And I can staple him too.
How long does Charm Person last?
An hour.
Enough.
How many times can you cast it on one person?
As many spell slots as I have, but let's all put on, the bandit armbands.
Okay.
Well,
Sure.
I mean, Charm Person
whatever
makes him
goes
friendly toward you regardless for the hour.
Whatever we replicate.
Yeah,
whatever
but then
he's-
after
it's-
that, he becomes.
but then
hostile
after the hour-
because he's like, "You charmed me."
Yep.
Oh,
well,
snap,
maybe.
that's right. He
But we
knows
should
that
come
I
clean to
charmed
him
him.
then. But we,
But
can
we
say-
also will remind him of all the good that we did.
And if he says, "Oh, you charm me," be like, "Yeah, it's so you didn't scream, Chief."
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. That's fair.
Like,
Okay.
We like kind of
Throw-
tie him up on top of the horse.
we'll fashion him up there.
Okay.
Oh, meaning that he won't slide off.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we'll go with
And
we'll
and
go with that.
either,
Like
yeah,
that
and,
way.
like we'll have either him be attached to one of us. I would assume one of the horses that we have that we're actually riding. We could have that horse that he's on with us, so he's not in the congealment of horses,
Sure.
because that's
Yeah.
probably dangerous.
Sure.
For the
Yeah.
horses, not
And
him.
just to clarify,
him.
you don't want to talk to him before this Charm Person wears
Yeah,
off.
no,
You don't
we're
wanna,
totally
like,
talking.
Press him for information.
Oh, sure.
before you
Yeah,
get on
no,
the
that was.
road.
I think it was more like a technical
That's the
aspect of
follow-up.
making sure he was set,
Oh,
and then
sure.
Yeah.
we talk to him.
Yeah.
I think that's what we were going at.
There's
Yeah.
actually probably the most secure location for him is in the bench of the cart next to Spit.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll do that.
Tied up.
So
know how
that he
you're
doesn't
gonna tie
move
him
his
up.
arm.
The
Like,
guy's missing a shoulder.
you can't really tie his hands behind his back because one of them will come off. So,
It's a party trick.
Just tie his feet so that if he tries to get up, he'll just trip. You know, like something like
Spit.
that.
Spit can spit and
I'll
then
spit,
stick his
yeah.
hands to his like legs.
Oh no! Why is
Ugh.
it?
Yeah, that's actually what I was about to
Rips.
suggest.
yeah, he is temporarily stuck his hands to his knees. You try to disarm him, and you notice his like scimitar is broken.
Disarm him.
Oh, this is a unfortunate course of narrative events that I've gone down. You try to remove his weapons. You pull his scimitar out of its scabbard, and like it's broken halfway up the blade. It looks like his crossbow is not in much better shape either. The string is broken. If you replace the string, maybe it would be functional again, but currently it's not a functional weapon. And he's just kind of, thank you for getting me out of there. Where are we headed?
We're headed to. Hey guys,
Uh,
that place,
Wind's Hollow.
Yeah, our
I
next
can't-
report.
We can't.
What's wrong?
Yeah.
I can't.
Oh boy.
Why?
They don't. I won't. I mean,
Sentences, Chief. Come on.
what? Wins. I'm missing most of an arm. Shut up.
Yeah.
He's like,
That's great and all.
He's like, I don't know. I used to work for a group that is not well beloved by the people of Winds Hollow.
Who?
I'm
I
gonna
know
show
who.
him the armband. These people?
Yeah. Yes. Did you find the rest of my patrol?
Maybe.
Yes and no.
Yes, yes, and yes.
You
Who is-
found-
Always.
Who is
You
your
found the-
patrol?
Well, we were on monster duty.
Duty.
What
Ooh.
kind of monster?
There's a chimera in the cave, and
Ooh.
we normally it's no problem to kind of keep it at bay, but we didn't, for whatever reason. It's like we couldn't hit it with our weapon. Like it didn't want the food that we tried to give it. I don't know. Normally we're pretty good at handling animals, but it's like it's like fates were against us somehow, and
Like magic.
the beast didn't
How
take
many
our
of-
food.
How many of you were there with the monster duty?
There were 6 of us.
Do you know where they are?
Well, at least 4 of them didn't make it out of
No.
the cave.
And I place my hand on his hand and kind of like dilate my pupils.
Okay.
He's being
What?
sympathetic.
It's yeah, all right, that's fine. Oh,
the
like
big
anime
eyes.
style dilate.
Yeah.
Sure. It's like, do you
Nani?
get high off your own spit? I'm confused.
He's trying to be a sensitive boy, okay?
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Sorry, I just got off base. It's like
Nani.
I think I'm the only one that made it out. I ran for the better part of a day away from the cave before I guess I fell unconscious. I'm not sure.
Yeah, 3/4 of you made it out. Let's put it that way.
He like looks over to
like-
his shoulder. He goes, I don't know. I'd say like 6/7, but that's fine.
Yeah.
You are oddly calm about losing your shoulder. I'm
Listen,
not
I didn't go
gonna
to
lie.
school for math, okay? I live in the forest.
I don't know. I feel somehow magically okay with the fact that I'm missing most of my arm.
1/7
Well, you're
of
with
your
That's
body.
friends right
weird.
now.
That's so
You're with
weird.
friends
Missing
right
Why?
now.
16% of your body.
I guess. I feel like it's
Um,
all going to be okay, though. As long as I stay here with this.
So,
Cobalt.
quick question.
Yeah.
Why are you not liked by this town?
Because we're bandits, and we.
What makes you? Why can't you just take off the outfit so you can just be
currently-
allowed back in the town?
I mean, currently the fact that I can't get a shirt over my head right now.
I feel like when people see a half mission or a seventh of somebody missing, they'll probably be empathetic of your ways.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
and
Definitely, if you just remove the
also-
outfit,
Yeah.
like take that armband off. It's
Yeah,
off the arm that's kind of like limply, just like slide that one off.
Admittedly, I didn't think about that, but that seems like the best course of action in terms of navigating
So,
a community that dislikes a group that I belong to.
So anyway, so we should go.
And you're around good company too.
quick question. What type of monster is a chimera?
Check the
Make
monster's
an
guide.
Arcana check.
Something not good for our health, I'm assuming.
Arcana. Okay.
Anyone
So-
good? Anyone good? I'm not.
I've got +5.
Oh,
I can give you guidance.
What does guidance do?
The
Gives you an
D4.
added D4.
Think hard.
18.
18. Yeah. So a chimera is a creature that has aspects of several different beasts, and occurs. There's some sort of magical process that creates it. Sometimes that is like a wizard actively saying, like, I would like to create a chimera. Sometimes that is like 3 beasts happen to be in a region of like very potent magic. And like calamity ensues.
So
a
would you
lion,
call-
a tiger, and a bear walk into a bar.
Right.
Kaboom! Chimera.
And then a wizard does
Would-
it, yeah.
would you call it a monstrosity then?
I would call it, I think I would, yeah. Let me double check. Chimera. Get it like by Menon? No? Alright. It is a large monstrosity.
Cool. Can you point to the map where the cave is, good sir?
He does so, yes.
Cool. Now it's marked on our map
I
somewhere.
Now
do
marked
have
on your
a
mini
few
map.
questions
Mhm.
now.
We're making our way though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the
Yep.
cave is between you and the town.
Actually,
Oh.
3 questions. 2 of them out of two more towards you, Brian. In Bell, are chimeras most like? Would we have heard about them as most like scary time stories at night, or are they kind of relatively unheard of?
Make a history check with charisma instead of intelligence.
Oh.
I also got an 18 on animal handling.
Okay.
That's a
For
Just to handle the animals.
5.
A 5?
That's a 5.
You've never heard of a chimera.
I have no idea what they are. It's scary. The other, I guess that not
Chimera, I don't even know her.
I was gonna ask about the wizard that is from the swamplands.
Right. So I guess like
he would have
one,
been someone responsible, like somebody like of that kind of power would have been responsible.
probably not in this region. Like somebody of that level of power could be responsible. Probably not in this region. It wouldn't be him. You are like any way you go, 3 city-states away, like 3 like nations away from the Plague Lands. So
Got
like
it.
that wizard is probably not at fault for this.
Sure.
But a wizard of his power could definitely create a creature like this. Again, like weird things happened here a decade ago.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
So
That was my
like
next
whatever sacked the region could have been a potent arcane thing or magical thing that created this kind of beast. There's not a real easy way to figure that out.
I guess my next question to this guy is, what's your name, Chief?
My
We didn't get his name.
what?
We didn't get his name.
This is my name is Baron.
Hi, Baron.
With 1 R or 2?
It's 1.
Why are you guys responsible for taking care of this monster? Is it that much of an annoyance to your group, previously to your group, that you had to have monster duty? Because it's clearly now we're 4 days away from their base camp. Or it'll be a total of 4 days, I think would be.
So you went south to the
2 out.
road. So like if you went straight from
It's like
the
a
camp to
radius.
here,
Yeah.
it's like 2 days away. But you went south to the road first, so
Okay,
you're
so
like
it's
3. You're on day 3, but about
Middle of it.
it would have taken like half of that time to get here in a straight shot.
yeah.
He says, I don't know all the details. I just know I do what I'm told.
How long
I
were you
just-
part of the group?
Like 4 months. I don't.
No, you're not really in it that deep.
He like looks at his arm and he goes, "I'm in pretty deep."
But you got
Whose
it.
fault is that?
You know what you should say? This is how you say and manage a cool story. You should see the other guy.
Yeah.
That's
the
what
other
you gotta
guy's a
say.
Chimera, and I think
Shut
he's
up.
fine.
No one cares.
Oh,
Just tell the other people you should see the other guy.
It's a
And then
good
when they
story.
say, "Oh, there was another guy," you're like, "Yeah, it was a Chimera." And then they go, "You fought a Chimera?" That's gonna earn you
Mhm.
another drink. That's gonna get you at least one
Yeah.
more drink.
He's so charm drunk right now
Yeah.
that he like everything is literal to him.
He's like, I
So-
should say that story.
So if we continue on the road towards
Wind.
Winds Hollow, we would pass by this cave.
I mean, you'd have to go a little bit off the road, but it wouldn't take more than an hour to get there.
Oh, that's actually really close to the road.
Yeah.
I think that's why they had us satiating it. The group stole from the trades caravans and things that go on the road, and it was conducive to us to protect the caravans from this threat so they could get further away from town, so we could set up ambushes more effectively and they wouldn't be able to get back to town.
Is there anyone ahead of us that we should know about? Another group?
We're the westernmost group, and I think
Okay.
I think I'm all that's left.
Mhm.
Well, you are with us now, so you are relatively
good
safe.
hands.
And 18 horses and Jeffrey.
He like looks around and he goes,
Got a lot of
"Are you
horses.
guys gonna set up like a carousel for kids?"
Yeah.
Is that
We can
Only
do
at
that!
night. Yeah. At night.
Oh my goodness! It was right in front of us the whole time.
I mean,
In
that,
charge.
It's already a business.
We
Charge-
have to get the Chimera now. It's gonna go on the carousel.
this is
God, please
I think
help me.
I think there might be a
So-
bounty on the Chimera.
Oh.
Ah.
Yeah. Is it like 1,400 copper?
I think the bounties are paid out in gold pieces, but I'm not
Oh,
sure.
thank God!
How much
It's
is
a
the bounty?
chest full of coins, mystery coins. I'm not sure it was posted after I left Winds Hollow, but I know that they were talking about trying to put money into the problem.
You could be our
So-
contact in Winds Hollow.
Yeah.
Well,
and
how about we go there and learn more about how much this bounty is?
exactly.
Yeah.
And maybe
Get more
Right.
horses.
So
If we go get it, we could get the armbands of my patrol, and you could get the bounty on the bandits as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
the
totally.
other-
Think
the
about
other
that
thing-
later.
Too, and I like tilt my head a bit. I'm like, I know this is kind of a personal question, and I don't know if you can answer it for me. But what level are you?
What level?
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know. I'm 15. I don't know. It's like if I had to quantify the difficulty it would be to fight me in some sort of odd numeric value, I would probably say 1/4 of 1. I don't
Actually, it might be less than that now because you're
Maybe,
missing an
well,
arm.
It was
Before.
one half.
Shoulder.
It used to be one half. Leave me alone.
Like I hope he just like laughs. He goes, "Yeah, I am probably lower a little bit now."
And what's
Well, you should
your
have seen the other guy.
and like what are you particularly skilled at anything? Like what's your thing? Your ish.
Following orders.
Got it.
I'm really good at following orders.
You should stay in that seat. And guys, let's go to town since we
Yeah,
heard there's a
yeah.
bounty.
Then you
Oh, yeah,
just
you should
lay here
rest.
and
Oh,
be
and we
quiet,
removed
and we
the armed bandits, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Armed
Arm
bandits are off.
Okay.
Take his
But-
arm.
so-
man.
Because, if there is a bounty on the bandits,
He says,
if there's a,
cash in on that.
oh no. If none of us are left to satiate the beast, it's gonna attack the road and maybe
Yeah.
the town.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll deal with that later.
Yeah, we got a lot of horses.
Yeah, don't worry
So-
about it.
So we'll take care of it. We just have to drop some stuff off, and then we'll look into it.
question, how often do you have to satiate the beast before it starts attacking the road?
Daily?
Oh,
Okay. How much meat do we have?
50.
I don't know, if I had to eyeball it, I'd say probably around 90 pounds. Oh, were you not asking me? Gosh.
And this guy's like really coherent for.
He's odd. He's got
Having
that.
his-
He's got a lot
his
of
arm
magic
gone.
coursing through
He's
him
got
right now,
some
man.
loose. He's
It's
had some
true.
lucid thoughts right now.
It's like we feed it about 15 pounds a day.
Oh, we're good. We're Gucci.
Except it didn't accept it this time.
I mean, it ate it. It just ate us too.
Oh no.
You know what? It probably needed a good berry.
That's what I was thinking.
Did it,
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, I don't know. It's like a 3 and would it need 3 good berries?
It's got one
feed
stomach
it-
though.
I'll feed it lots
Maybe.
of
I
good
don't
berries.
know what parts of the anatomy is shared and what isn't.
Me neither. I'm guessing.
I mean, cows have 4, so and that's just one animal. Gosh.
That's just one.
complicated.
Did the Chimera include a cow?
No.
Okay.
No, so it wouldn't be like 12 stomachs.
That'd be scary.
It'd be scary.
That'd be really scary.
It'd be like
a lot
17
of good
horses
berry.
on the road.
Yes, like a congealment of
Like a
horses.
congealment of horses.
horses.
Right.
So you guys are gonna plan on going to town first?
We will proceed and learn more
Uh,
information.
can you
What?
show us on the map? I don't know if you have like the map updated or something of that. nature, maybe?
Not
Question?
based off your adventures today, no.
Mhm.
Okay.
We had
I
some
have
good
the updates
adventures.
from last week.
So with the relative knowledge that we have, how far is town from Chimera Cave?
Like a full day's ride.
Okay.
So
And we're
if
half
we-
a day away from town, right?
Well, the fact that we're taking up 200% of the road means no caravan is going to get past us as we're riding towards town.
You are
So
the
that-
effective street sweepers of
But the best part about that is if there are caravans behind us, that we are protecting them essentially by us going there. That they had to slow down to be at our pace. That we are effectively protecting them against the Chimera if it does attack.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
like, there's like a positive negative. It's like, well, here's all the goods, and it's like, and we slayed a Chimera. Like,
Yeah, for sure. You guys are totally the bait right now. I agree.
It's because of the 18 horses.
Yeah.
It is.
Now we have to be extra
Right.
careful on
Yeah.
our watches though.
So,
So yeah,
yeah.
let's make our way, and since we're already moving kind of half slow and all that stuff like that, can we just be extra perceptive along the way? Like,
Now that we know there's a new
because
danger,
he pointed in the direction of the cave, but I mean, depending on what the Chimera is made of, it could kind of be wherever.
Yep.
So
that's true.
we just want to make sure.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So you can move slower, and
Oh, I thought we were already moving slow.
you were moving slow because you have to pull things. To
Mm.
move slowly enough to like pull those things and be extra cautious, makes you move a little slower, right?
Gotcha. So would we not make it to town by nightfall then?
No, you'd probably have to spend one more day on the road.
That would be gross and not
Yeah.
worth it.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose horses.
Sure.
I don't want to lose a shoulder.
Well,
How far out are we from town right now?
if you push through the night, you can be there by
No.
morning.
I don't know how I feel about pushing through the night. I don't know.
I feel good about pushing through the night.
Yeah. I bet.
I mean, like, in terms of mechanics wise, like, the exhaustion wouldn't hit until, like, the morning would. So you would probably be there. If you're worried about, like, exhaustion, you'd be in town before that
Right.
set in.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm more worried about.
Yeah, so you would be in town before that set in, but you would have to, like, spend the full
Instantly
next
rest.
day resting.
Then we can't immediately go back on the road and get the Chimera.
I feel
It's your
nervous
guys'
about
call.
being. I'm very nervous about knowing that there's a monster out there, and it's probably not that far away, and we've got 18 horses.
Yeah.
All right. If you guys
I
want to
could
push,
see
then
the
that's fine.
Chimera 6 times.
How did that work?
I figure there's 3 heads. I don't know. Horse a day, horse a day sounds fine.
Horse a day keeps the Chimera away.
Oh,
my
goodness.
God.
But the horses.
So
He
you guys
just
gonna
wants
push?
to get rid of the horses.
Are you guys gonna push through the night, or are you gonna?
Yeah, I guess push through the night.
Yeah.
Okay.
I vote push.
Yeah, good.
Can you guys make perception checks as you push through?
8.
Spit rolled a 23.
26.
Oh.
11.
Sure. So night falls, and you just keep pushing, and about 2 or 3 in the morning rolls around, and you start to hear 3 distinct growls in the distance.
This is awful. Worst day ever.
In which
They
direction?
to the north.
All
They
right.
sound about 2 to 3 miles away. And you think maybe you can, like, get through if you pick up the pace a touch.
Can we drop off like 30 pounds of meat?
Yeah,
Bait and switch.
that's what I was gonna say.
You want to drop off some meat to, like, distract it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you
Or wait,
drop,
how much is the meat worth?
you don't know.
We don't know yet.
We can afford to drop a little bit.
Yeah.
I think
All right, well-
that's a good use for it.
Yeah. 30 pounds of meat we drop.
Is that
Yeah.
okay? So you throw, and you're gonna throw it in the road or in the grass or what?
Just leave a pile of meat. This bloody pile of meat just there.
Well, no, it's dried.
It's
It's
salted.
dried
Highly
meat.
salted.
I just imagine it's just like a pile, and you're just like, okay.
How long would it
Lucky
take
cut.
for Spit to dig a hole to put the meat in?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna suggest.
Yeah, like leave just a little bit of the top open air so that it's easy to
Mhm.
smell, but then he has to go dig it out.
Yeah, I don't know, probably half hour. Spit's a very accomplished digger.
Yep.
Think about it. 30 pounds of meat is like so much meat.
Yeah.
No, let's
Quantifying that amount in
time-
my head is a lot.
time is of the essence. Let's just kind of
It's like a
pitch the meat off to the side of the road.
Just in the ditch.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
30 pounds. Yes, a small a small walk-in refrigerator's worth of meat pitched
So
off to the side of the road. Spit, as you get I guess like 3 or 4 more miles down the road, you kind of take out the spyglass and look toward where you left this meat in the road, and you see like a dark shadow cross the road, and then like start like sniffing at where you buried it, or where you pitched it in the road. I'm sorry. And then
Do
it,
I
like,
see it any more clearly because it's dark?
No, so dark vision doesn't really give you better vision at night
Got it.
relative to like humans in the daytime. It just allows you to see in the dark.
Perfect.
So you see this like this shadowy shape seemingly quadrupedic, like dart back and forth over the road a couple of times, and then you see like a shadow flicker back and forth as it like goes into the tall grass next to where you pitched this giant pile of meat. And you guys keep on pushing forward until you see the telltale signs of a small town with a wall. If you weren't sure before, you are suddenly very aware that this town is in fact inhabited by the lanterns hanging from the posts on the gate. It is very late. You don't really hear any voices or anything. The gate is closed. And that is where we will end tonight's episode of In the Red. We will pick up with our adventurers in Winds Hollow the next time, a fortnight from tonight, which is not the 4th, the 11th of June, will be the next episode of In the Red, where we will see what we will see in the small town of Winds Hollow. Thank you guys so much for playing. Thank those in chat for hanging out and watching episode 3, I think, of In the Red. I had a time. It was mostly fun, I guess. Hopefully you all had a time as well.
We got a lot of stuff.
We have lots of things. If you want to help out the party and the Bard's Tale party as well, check out our Patreon. Otis linked it in the chat. $3 subscribers give our heroes resources or rerolls or small narrative adjustments.
Dinosaurs.
Some other things as well. I think if you want to drop $15, you can get them a small cache of useful goods that you can help me populate. You will populate with my guidance, but largely it will be your decision. Other than that, check out initiativecoffeeco.com. Buy coffee. It's how we mostly support most of this stuff. Things are going a little bit slower just because shipping is weird because the post office is not often open right now. But we definitely are in business at the moment selling coffee. Check us out on all of the social medias. Check out Fuzzy Logic Escape Room. They're doing really cool long distance escape room adventures, which is a real cool idea where you also get to be in mostly complete control of one of them, which is cool. You get to tell them what to do and they'll do it within, obvious limitations.
The natural human latency.
Right. Other than that, hopefully you guys had a good time. We'll see you in 2 weeks. And as always, roll together. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.